Hey everybody, how's it going? I am your host Adrian, coming to you almost live from lovely Petaluma, California, here in Studio MC2 at Quicksurf Internet Studios. The Geekinator is a proud member of the Tech Podcast Network. If it's tech, it's here. Do feel free to head on over to techpodcast.com and check out all the other technology-related shows over there as well. I'd like to encourage everybody to please subscribe to the show if you have not already done so via YouTube, or you can visit us on the web and use your feed reader of choice or mobile device of choice or podcatcher of choice to catch each and every episode. In the show notes for every episode on the website, there is a subscribe heading, and underneath there you can subscribe. I've got links to an MP3 feed, an OGG Vorbis feed, and both standard def and HD video feeds that are compatible with a lot of different devices and players. Also, we are available on Stitcher over at Stitcher.com, so it's all digital radio over there, so please do check that out. And with that, let's go ahead and get into the cool stuff for this episode. From Ars Technica, Mars rock contains elements essential to life. That's right. The Curiosity rover's sample has elements that could support microbes. NASA's Curiosity rover has cracked open a Mars rock that contains several elements necessary to life as we know it. The presence of the elements, including hydrogen, oxygen, and carbon, suggests that the planet may once have played host to a habitable environment, according to a news release and NASA press conference held on Tuesday. So this was yesterday, since we're recording this Wednesday night. Pretty interesting. Definitely check it out. Over at the British Broadcasting Corporation, in their business news section, the Dreamliner battery redesign has been approved by the FAA, the Federal Aviation Administration. Basically, what this is the FAA originally released the Dreamliner 787 fleet. It had as one of the batteries on board, it was a lithium-ion battery. Something happened, it overheated, it caught fire. I don't know. They're still investigating. Regardless, huge safety issue. The FAA grounded the Dreamliner until the issues could be worked out. Boeing has redesigned, and I'm using air quotes here for those of you who are listening, Boeing has redesigned the Dreamliner battery. It's still a lithium-ion battery, but they've redesigned it so in the event that it experiences a failure like that, it will not bring down the airplane. So personally, I think it's a bad idea. Lithium-ion batteries are particularly sensitive and require a lot of electronics to manage the charge. But it's hard to beat their energy density. Still, nonetheless, something to keep an eye out on. From Hackaday, there is a minimalist user interface for a headless Raspberry Pi applications. That's right. Jason Birch just finished building a beautifully simple user interface for the Raspberry Pi. The goal was to keep it small and intuitive while still providing a range of functionality. His add-on hardware gives feedback using several LEDs in a 4-line character LCD screen. It provides control using just 4 momentary press switches. Pretty neat. So this could totally be used for something like in-home security systems maybe, or some home automation stuff where you really just need a box to run some stuff. So I'm curious to see anyone who may have a use for this. Definitely let me know. From Slash Gear, a massive Alma Observatory has been inaugurated in Chile. The massive telescope ALMA, which Alma stands for the Atacama Large Millimeter / Submillimeter Array, went live back in October of 2011, snapping some images despite not yet being fully functional at the time. The telescope is still a work in progress, with 9 of the 66 antenna dishes still slated for activation that will take place this summer. However, the observatory was inaugurated today in Chile in a large ceremony. So this is pretty awesome. It's basically a bunch of what looks like gigantic satellite dishes. So Be curious to see what they come up with. Over at Make Magazine, Make on Your Time, Lego Robot Folds and Flings a paper airplane. That's right. There is this really awesome YouTube video of a Lego robot that literally takes a sheet of paper, folds it into a paper airplane, and flings it. It's pretty awesome. Basically, the NXT, the Lego NXT system. This is what's powered it. It's a bunch of Lego Technique stuff and actuators, and I thought it was awesome. It uses 2 NXT microcontroller bricks, 5 servos, 10 DC motors, pneumatics, infrared, and a bunch of sensors. So definitely check this out. The YouTube video is about 40 seconds long, 45 seconds. Definitely something to watch. It's pretty sweet. From Gizmo, these are some awesome Artful Knives. I saw this and was blown away and thought that I would share it with all of you guys as I was plowing through my, several thousand news items that I plow through on a daily basis. Logan Pierce is a 3rd-generation knife maker. His grandfather made a name for himself forging knives out of railroad spikes. That's right. And although Logan carries the tradition still, he also makes them out of everyday objects like wrenches, pieces of rebar, and even heavy-duty bolts. Granted, knife making isn't exactly cutting edge, no pun intended, but we did kind of like Logan's work and think he deserves some attention. So they've got some photos here of some of the knives that he's made. I think they are pretty spectacular. I mean, granted, this is a knife, but one of the photos here looks like it's a knife made out of what may have at one point been a drill bit, a knife made out of what may have been a U-bolt, one that looks like it was out of a 3/4 inch wrench, another one 21 millimeter like tire iron type socket wrench. It's pretty wild. So definitely check it out. Pretty awesome stuff. From Gear Live, the TiVo Mini is now available for $99. How many of you are TiVo users? Raise your hand. I'm among those people. I love TiVo. Without TiVo, I would not be able to get through my week because my schedule does not align up with my TV watching schedule. So the TiVo Mini, it's the first DVR extender offered by the company. It's previously offered through a partnership to Suddenlink customers. The TiVo Mini allows the user to stream content from a TiVo Series 4 unit, either Premiere or a XL4, Premiere 4 or XL4, thus allowing you to view your recorded TiVo content on a television where you don't have a TiVo in the mix. So pretty neat. Definitely check it out. From Gizmodo, there's a video here. Watch water bend like you've never seen it before. There's this special effects guy that does in-camera video special effects with water. Pretty awesome. Some of the effects are you have to see it. Definitely check it out. He makes water look like it's standing still, and like the stair step thing, it's like Matrix like special effects, but it's sweet. Definitely look at it. And for the creme de la creme of this story, one of the headlining items, Google Reader is shutting down. I am a heavy Google Reader user. I went into my Google Reader today to, like I said, plow through the several thousand stories that I go through on a daily basis, and was greeted by this little pop-up notification. Google Reader is shutting down after July 1st, 2013. Read how to get your data out or hit OK. Much to my dismay, Google Reader is going to be retired on July 1st, 2013. I am now officially in the market looking for a replacement. Feedly, I've been pointed to Feedly to see. I may be checking that out. Any of you in the audience, if you know of a good feed reader application for OS 10, I would prefer it to be web-based so that I can also use it on my iPhone, because I do go through news when I have a few moments available during the day, when I, happen to be waiting for somebody or something, or I've got a couple of minutes, I go and pop it up and go through news. Um, Feedly looks promising. If you've got anything, preferably web-based. If it's not web-based, OS 10 based, iPad, iPhone type stuff. My personal feelings on this: Google is making a huge mistake. They are justifying it by saying the utilization of Google Reader has gone down over, some period of time. But quite frankly, I think that I don't know what they're thinking. I've been, a pretty heavy and loyal user of Google Reader since it was first introduced in 2005. It is my primary feed reading application. And so I am a little dismayed to find that they are shutting it down. And I hope they don't. It has so much potential. They could make it so much more, but they'd rather shut it down than do that. I'm at a loss. So I'm looking for a replacement. I'll be trying out Feedly just to, Feedly may be a really great replacement. I haven't looked at it that closely yet, but if anybody in the audience has any suggestions for OS 10 that are fairly good, please shoot me an email, geekinator@quicksurf.com. Also, if you have any links that you want me to look at and potentially include on the show, that's the same email address. That's it for this episode. I'm ending it kind of on a sad note here. Google Reader dying. A heavy Google Reader user. I'm sure there's more than one person in the audience that is also a Google Reader user. Everybody I know that reads RSS feeds uses Google Reader. So I'm confused as to why Google is doing this, but they are. And, unless they have a huge outcry, I don't think they're going to reverse. So anyway, that's it for this episode. As always, please do subscribe to the show if you have not already done so. If you have, thank you for staying subscribed, and I will see all of you on the next episode. I'll see you then. Bye.